What an audience. The woman in red, hey? Today, I'm going to tell you my true story behind this glamorous dress. Many people thought I have good connections because they thought I easily qualified my first year MDRT. So today, I'm going to tell you what happened in these 22 years. It wasn't like what people think at all. I had a wealthy family when I was small, and my dad made me a spoiled, rotten kid. And you know what a spoiled, rotten kid is? Is you can basically get anything within the split second. And I thought, wow, the whole world was mine. When I was 17, I went on a holiday to Australia's Sydney. Well, I love this place. It's beautiful. I was in the opera house, the bridge. It was so beautiful. And I thought, well, maybe I want to stay. And remember, I was so spoiled rotten, I don't have to ask anybody. So I just decided to stay without asking my parents. And I just called them and said, well, in those days, there wasn't any WhatsApp. So I just called them and say, hey, Mom and Dad, I decided to stay, so just send me some money. And Mom was freaking out. And because I wanted to stay, and I feel bad if I keep asking them for money. I wasn't that bad. So I studied so hard trying to get a university to accept me, and I tried to get a job after that. Wow, that's great. Everything was organized, and I can stay. And Mom just keeps sending me money, so I can stay there. Okay. And then the story goes on. I fell in love and married before I graduated from college. And that was when I was 21 years old, and I was just be able to not getting my parents' signature to get married. Okay, so if you have children, remember, don't spoil them. And this man, I love so much. I tell you what, he's almost close to David Beckham. Wow. He was tall, very well educated, handsome, smart, a dream that anybody could have dreamed of. Okay, anybody, any women want a husband like that? Raise your hand. Come on, don't lie to me. Be honest to me, okay? But don't ask for that, because wait till you hear my story. The world then started to tumble upside down. So what happened? It was like my dream came true. I had a wealthy family, I had a good husband, and I went to a good college, and I went to a good country. Like everything was so perfect. And I thank God for giving me everything. But God said to me, no, wait, I think you misunderstood something. So the book is not like that, so let's go back. So what happened? It was like from heaven to hell. My husband left me for another woman. Any Chinese here? Can I just say something in Chinese? 靚仔冇本心. Okay, so when you go out with somebody, don't look at the face. And don't look at their pocket, how much money they have. So my husband left me with another woman while I was 4 months pregnant. Oh. So that year was the worst day you could ever imagine for a young girl. Being in Australia without my family and not have many friends, I was literally gone into a nervous breakdown. And remember, I was so spoiled. I couldn't even know how to cook. And I remember when I was in Australia, I was boiling some water, and I called Mom. I said, is this boiled? Can I drink? And Mom said, oh my God, my daughter can't even boil water. She doesn't know anything. So imagine, I have no knowledge about pregnancy. And the worst thing was, because I was so scared And I didn't want to tell mom and dad because I didn't want them to think that I got the wrong decision. And I thought, well, let me see what to do. So I think and think, and the tummy getting bigger and bigger, and I'm just worried. My daughter is sitting here somewhere in the audience. So I had one choice. Guess what? I committed suicide. Isn't that great? But of course, I didn't make it. Otherwise, this would be a spirit standing here talking to you guys. So God said to me, no, sorry, dear. Just look at your tummy. The baby is inside here. You cannot do that. And you were so spoiled. You didn't do any work. You didn't do anything good on earth. Go back. Go back. The door is closed. Heaven is not for you. Just go back and work hard for your own life. You're not ready to be in heaven yet. A few years later, after I came back to Hong Kong with my daughter, I'm needing so much love and support from my family. My father diagnosis of cancer. He didn't believe in insurance at all. I still remember in those days, there was this agent always knock on the door and said, Mr. Leung, can you just have a look at some insurance policy because you have a daughter and blah, blah, blah. And my dad always said the same thing, which now I'm hearing that so many times. It's so familiar that I said, hey, no, okay. So my dad always said, hey, listen, I can buy you anything. I can buy you lunch, I can buy you dinner, I can take you out for movie, anything you want, but don't ask me to buy insurance. So the insurance agent always said, why? You need protection. He said, what protection? I've got wealth. And he said, you are only giving me a piece of paper with a promise that might never happen. I'm not going to waste my money in all these pile of papers. So just please go. He didn't believe in insurance at all. Mom spent all our money for his medical fees and for daily expenses. We even have to sell our house. I still remember here, right here, that was so many years ago, that one day I was carrying my baby, my daughter, and Mom took me to this building, and this building is a very old building. And remember, we were wealthy, we lived in a really nice big house, and I was looking at this building. I said to Mom, what are we doing here? And Mom said, this is our house. I said to Mom, no, wait, this is not our house is over there. So Mom said, hey, let's go up. So I carried my baby daughter, I went up, and I walked up 5 stories on the wooden stairs, and I went in the door, and I saw, okay, so this house has 3 rooms. And my mom said, we are on the first room. The second and the third belongs to another family, and we have to share one toilet and one kitchen. I still remember I was looking at my baby, and I was thinking, what's going on? It's like, hey, the first half of my 20 years is not like that. So what happened? And I still remember I had tears in my eyes, carrying my baby and thinking, what am I doing here? My dad passed away after suffering for almost 5 years. We literally spent all our money. And I remember my mom and dad are very, very generous. They always help people. I still remember we have friends that get married, and they write a check, and they said, just take it. Whatever money you need, take it, and don't give me back. This is our blessing to your family. And I remember when we had problems, we call all these people back and say, hey, we have a little bit of problem here. Can we just get a little bit, some blessing back, or some help. And I still remember, Mom used to cry on the phone, and they always said, hey, we are a little bit tight of cash. And I just thought, hey, I don't want all these friends. I don't want to trust anybody. Because if you're good to somebody, doesn't mean they're good to you. So I become a nasty person. Of course, now I'm very nice, okay? I was a single mother with my baby, my mom, and my younger brother. I didn't know where to go next. I have no money, no security, and I have no support. My goodness, I tried all kinds of paid jobs, and I'm trying to do my own business. I'm trying here and there, and I'm just telling God, all I'm asking is just bread and butter and milk and education, basic need for my family. Can you just give me a way? What should I do? But nothing works well. I was partnership with some partners doing some business. And my God, she just ran away halfway when we were doing quite okay. And I just said to myself, hey, is this like a revenge of the first part of my life? I mean, it's just like, it's not right. Life is not like that. So one day, when I was working in my shop, ready to close down because there's no business, and my friend, an insurance agent, came and said to me, hey, Annie, you're working really hard. Have you ever thought of doing your own business with unlimited income and with no cost at all? And you can do anything you want at your own time. You know what? I think, hey, this is a scam. There's no job like this. There's no job like this in the world. Come on, I have enough tough life. Don't cheat me. I have no money. My mom was very upset. And I said to her, Mom, I guess I have no choice. Maybe this is the only choice I have to say yes and give it a try. Because if I just go and work for somebody, there is no way I can give you a good life. Not even a good life. I mean, like a just mediocre life. I cannot even give you that. And I want to move out of that house. I don't want to knock on the door. Is anybody there in the toilet? Can I come in? And they said, no, we'll be here for an hour. And I said, my God, where am I going to go? And Mom said, well, just try and find a supermarket or, a hotel next to it. I said, and I have to run down 5 stories to go to the toilet because somebody was in my toilet. I mean, this is nuts. This is insane. It was the worst thing ever happened. And I said to Mom, maybe I should give it a try. And Mom said to me, Annie, we've had enough tough times. Insurance is probably the worst job in the whole of the universe because your income can go down to 0 if you don't make a deal. And darling, we need money to survive. Just be practical and get a job. And I don't remember what happened in my mind. Maybe I just don't want to stay in that house. That's it, okay? So I insisted. And I strongly remembered what I said to her. Mom, I am going to give you back what Dad has given to you. And I will ensure my daughter have good education and good life. Trust me. Wow, after I said that, I thought, hey, it's like somebody pressed a button. I said, what am I saying? I didn't even know anything about insurance. I know nothing about sales, and I tell you a secret. Actually, that is really a secret. I never tell that on stage. My mathematics always failed. And how the hell I can be a financial planner? I mean, this is amazing. So I didn't know where to start. And the agent friend of mine, she took me to this company annual award presentation before I signed the contract. And it was, of course, it was very small scale. It's not like this. And I saw these people on stage, and I said to her, what are they? And she said, they are MDRT. So I said, what's MDRT? He said, well, maybe when you join the industry, we'll explain to you. Somehow in her mind, she's thinking, hey, just be practical and, do your business, don't think big. And, well, that's what I saw in her eyes. And I really don't understand what it was, except, what I think? These people on stage must be wealthy because they make millions something, which I didn't even know what it was. It wasn't easy when I started. I didn't have much connections. Remember, I stayed in Australia for a long time, and all our friends has left us because we asked for money when my dad has problem. I talked to basically everybody in front of me. The only script I said to all my prospects. Remember, in those days, there weren't many trainings, iPad, nothing. I said, Mr. Prospect, a real story is now in front of you. With a father suffered 5 years of cancer and finally passed away without any insurance. His family has gone into disaster. And Mr. Prospect, I don't want this to happen to you. So, please sign here before it's too late. This is my only script. And I still remember, I was so desperate for business. Well, actually, not business. I was so desperate for cash and money. I remember I was walking on the street, and I saw this name card. On the street, I thought, wow. When you're really, really hungry, I'm talking about really, really hungry, really starving, you saw something on the road that can put into your mouth, what will you do? You pick it up and you eat it. No, I didn't do that. I saw a name card. I'm just trying to explain, so that you can feel how I feel. Do you feel how I feel now? Really? Okay, so don't have lunch, don't have dinner, and let's see. So I saw this name card, and I picked it up, and I was so hungry for success, and I called this man on the phone instantly. I said, hey, Mr. So-and-so, I picked up your name card on the road. By the way, I'm an insurance agent. My name is Annie. So are you interested to buy insurance? Guess what? Make a wild guess. Yeah. Of course, so fast. I said, hey. And then I thought, well, maybe I should call him again. And no, I go next. I'm too busy. I kept his name card, and 1 year later, I call him back. And guess what I said? I said, hey, Mrs. So-and-so, remember me? And I remember when I called him, you know what he called me? He said, you are nuts. That's what he said. I still remember. He said, you are nuts. You pick up my name card, you call me, and you're expecting me to buy insurance just like that? You are nuts. So I called him back 1 year later. I said, hey, hi, how are you? I'm Annie. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm the nut that called you 1 year ago. And by the way, I want to tell you that I've qualified for the $1 Million Round Table. Yay! And he just, hey, this woman is crazy. And I hang up the phone faster than him because I don't want him to say, hey, I want to buy insurance because now I don't want you. That's revenge. Okay, so don't hurt a woman. Be careful. So I achieved my first MDRT in 9 months. And I still remember, my manager that took me to the annual meeting told me that, hey, don't think about MDRT because, well, this is like a little far. So she said, why don't you first practice and think and focus on maintaining your contract? I said, well, okay. So she was a good manager. And listen to this. I said, okay, so how do I maintain my contract? And then she said, to maintain a contract in the industry, you have to sign an application every day. I said, okay, a lot of people told me this industry is tough, but I didn't expect so tough. So how am I going to do it? Okay, so I joined the industry in March 1995, and I signed 31 policies in March, and 30 policies in April, and 31 policies in May. You know what? Because I just want to maintain my contract. I just want to make money. And one day somebody came and said to me, and she said, hey, it's really funny. It's like you're signing application according to the calendar. So February will be bad for you. I said, lucky I joined in March. So February will be next year, so it doesn't matter. And she said, something's going on. So tell me why you sign these cases, every day. And I said to her, because this is a maintained contract requirement. And that senior agent told me, hey, Annie, you've been cheated. Somebody cheated you. And you know what I said to her? I said, well, I don't want to say that here, but you know what I'm going to say? Get lost. Okay. So you don't hear that, right? Okay. So, and I said to her, hey, leave me alone, in a polite way, okay? Leave me alone. Let me believe in this lie forever. My average case size was $50 US, premium. Can you imagine how many cases I've signed to make daily application? And I still remember, I didn't have many friends. I didn't have relatives because they all ran away while my dad has problem. There are we are all insurance agents here. I tell you, there are two kinds of people that will sure sit down and listen to you. Guess what? You must think I'm lying, right? But I sign daily applications, so I prove that. One is people that get really sick. You go to them and say to them, hey, you want to get insured? They say, yes, please. Okay, sit down, let's talk. Of course, we're going to give them a presentation in a way that maybe what they can buy with a loading, maybe they can buy something else, or maybe they buy for their family, but that's okay. And the other kind of people is security guards. Because they always sit there and they never go away. And they're so bored. And then you just walk up to them, hey, by the way, I'm an insurance agent. Can I just sit here for 5 minutes? Is that you're nuts? No. You're so bored. Let me just chat with you. Let me tell you about some stories. Let me tell you something about our products. Let me tell you something about my company. And the good thing about security guard is they work very late. So I don't have to go home until 2, 3 o'clock in the morning because then I can make my daily application, make sure that somebody will meet me even everyone is asleep. So I knock on every building, every door. Hey, insurance plan can be a $100. Can be a $50, can be anything. My manager is telling me to sign a case every day. She didn't say how much. And one day, I don't remember when. Honestly, I don't remember when. As I saw this MDRT history in a magazine, or I still don't remember where I see it, and a phrase really pops out in my eyes. And remember, I was doing quite well, and I qualified my first MDRT in 9 months, but I worked so hard. I still remember I did my last case in December 31st to achieve my MDRT qualification. And I saw this phrase. It said, to receive, individuals must give. And it really, really hits me. And I'm just thinking, hey, wait a minute, something's going on again. I joined this industry for money. Don't forget about fame. I need money to take care of that looks like Trump, I'm sorry. Okay, I needed the money to survive. So, and I saw this phrase, and I'm just thinking, what's that? And there wasn't so many MDRT members then around me. So I decided to dig into, whatever magazines I can see, and I saw this annual meeting. And I went to my first annual meeting, 1998, in Chicago. It was like going into another universe. And remember, my world was so cruel that nobody will help you, even you were so generous to them. My world was so bad that somebody can suddenly just diagnosis of cancer, and somebody that you're sleeping with can just walk away with a 4 months pregnant baby in your tummy. And I went to this annual meeting, and I saw these MDRT members. They share, and they give, and they keep helping you for nothing. And they always ask you, how can I help you to succeed? I want to share this with you. Please, can I help you with something? Can I get your contact number? Can I send you email to give you some ideas? I couldn't believe what happened in the annual meeting. It's like another world to me. So I started my volunteer work to want to know more about that, because these people are very successful in the industry. And why are they giving so much of their time, their money, their caring, and their heart? So I started to help in the charity. I started sponsoring children who are in need. I started sharing my success to people that I don't even know, motivating people who are having problems in life. I give and give. Slowly, it somehow is something about me that I'm feeling there's a transformation inside of me. I can feel deep inside here what I'm getting. I just can't explain to people that I'm changing. It's not only the growth financially, but it just speed up myself. It speed up my personal growth so fast just because of my first annual meeting. And something I realized about myself is I became a much happier person. To make sure I keep this feeling with me consistently, I know I must achieve MDRT every year to stay with all these MDRT people. And I got addicted to MDRT. After a few years working so hard in the industry, I finally did as I promised. I gave my mom back what my dad used to give to her. And my daughter, which is in the audience, has gone to a very good college. And I brought my own house and my own car. And I thought, wow, that's quite okay after all, huh? until I attend another annual meeting. And again, I forgot where. So Mr. President just posts everything everywhere because it changes people's life, just a word, a sentence, something. And I saw this whole person concept board sitting somewhere, outside the convention center. And again, I didn't quite understand what it was. So I wanted to know more. Because it's not just work-life balance, there's something about that. And you know how you can know more about that? Is what I did, I started to watch every single MDRT, what they're doing, quietly. I didn't tell them. I'm watching Mark Hanna, I'm watching all these people, like how they do things, what they're doing. So I copy. I try to copy how they talk, how they walk, I copy. And I see whole person concept in their body, in their blood, in their mind. It's about ongoing happiness. Then I started to try to understand what all this is all about. Ongoing happiness, in my olden days, when I was poor or when I was rich, it's all about money, fame, spoils. Whatever I can get, I'm happy. No. Ongoing happiness is not from here. It's from here. It's from here. No matter what happened. You listen to Scott just said, it's from here. It's from inside out. I become a happier and happier person no matter what happened. Lovely family relationship. I remember when I joined the industry, Mom said to me, darling, don't join the industry. Remember, I said that. And I still remember, at that time, I said, Mom, give me your telephone book. She said, you are nuts, okay? You're the second one that tell me I'm nuts, okay? I don't like that, Mom. Okay, well, maybe that's a hot button. Just call me nut, and I'll be like TOT, a few times TOT. Just call me nut. Maybe that's better. So the lovely family relationship, I promised Mom and I gave back to her. But somehow something that I realized is not the money that I'm giving to Mom that makes her feel good. It's my achievement. It's not about my success. It's my happiness. So every time I went on the stage, or every time I go to MDRT meetings, or company meetings, which I'm taking a responsibility on a very important role, I'll take a selfie or I'll take some photos and I'll send her WhatsApp. And I always can say, what she's sending to me is, darling, I'm just so proud of you. I just couldn't believe what you're doing here. And I'll tell you a joke. And then one day, Mom said to me, because I was having when I was a song chair, I had my first meeting in Chicago for the meeting. And I took all these photographs in the headquarters. And I was so excited. I took photo in the toilet, in the stationery, everything. I was so excited. And Mom said to me, hey, darling, you're doing quite well in the industry. Don't change to this company called MDRT. Go back to sales. She is so funny. Strong friendship. Just look at all these people. Before I go on stage, I got all this WhatsApp, Facebook, say, hey, add oil, you'll be okay. All these blessings. I'm having friends all over the world. Now, going to annual meeting is not just learning. It's more to that. It's going back to the family and meeting all my friends. And they are so nice and caring. It's not like how we were with my dad's friends. MDRT is a big family to me. Going to annual meeting, qualifying as MDRT member is not about the figures. It's not about the FYC. It's not about the commission. Self-governance. I remember years back, I was invited on a stage. That was in Hong Kong. That was then the biggest stage I was on with about 3,000 audience. And I was petrified. Now I'm okay. But that time, and I remember at the back of the stage, I was shaking. My hand was shaking. I said, oh my God, I'm gonna go out the stage, and I'm gonna be really freaking out. And I remember Jennifer Boslow was at the back of the stage. And I said to her, Jennifer, can you just give me a little tips how I can calm myself down and deliver the best speech? And she said, self-confidence. And I looked at her, that's it? Yeah, that's it. Let's have coffee. I said, okay. So I sat down and I thought, hey, just get away my script, get away my PowerPoint. Okay, self-confidence. It's like, hey, self-confidence. Okay. So I walk out the stage thinking, wow, I'm so famous, I'm so good, and I can hear all this applause from the audience, and I feel so good, and I did my best speech then. Self-confidence is not just on stage. Self-confidence is about life. Self-confidence is about in front of your family, your clients, how you can make them sign the piece of paper and protect their family. How you believe in that. Good health. If we are protecting people, we're helping people, we don't tell them when you're sick, we do the claim for you. We ask them to avoid. Ask them to be healthy. I'm wearing the same size with my daughter, the dresses, because I want to keep young. I want to look young, although I'm not young, because my daughter is getting older. But I'm talking about good health is because what I've learned, good health is not about just looking good. Good health is about when you feel good, when you have lots of rest, when you have enough energy, you can do so much more, because I tell you what, MDRT members are so greedy. They want to do so much just in one life. I mean, I'm not sure whether that's a second life, but they just want to put everything. And I'm learning from these people. I said, how they can do so many things. It's about health. If you have no health, you can't do anything. Financial security. Yeah, I make okay. My financial is secure. But then what I learned from MDRT is not about money. Financial security is when you have enough to live, when you have a good life, you have more time, you have more money to serve and to give to the world. And that's about financial security. Intellectual fulfillment. Steve Jobs said, stay hungry, stay foolish. And I remember this every day. And that's where I'm learning every minute of my day. And that's the whole person concept is all about. I have been working on them like a juggler. Honestly, I'm still working hard on it, try to balance here and there, and I'm still learning. And I cannot tell you how happy and how fulfilling my life is right now. And my life, I feel so meaningful. And because of MDRT, my life was saved, and my family is back to normal. MDRT has made a rotten kid become so tough and positive. And the challenges and millions of rejections has made my life more beautiful and interesting. Remember my story. Try to connect my dots. That's a good meaning. That's a good reason for everything that happens in your life. I truly thank the people that have rejected me, or didn't even support me, or never trust me, or never believe me. And I thank them so much, because that's how I grow. MDRT has given me a loving better half, which is here today, and a beautiful daughter, and her husband, and she just got married last year. My mother is so happy from inside out. My mother is also learning the whole person concept. And most of all, I have more meaningful, happy, and a better life. Our past president, Caroline Benz, once said to me, Annie, you are not here by accident. This story all happened not because I was lucky. is because I've learned from MDRT to see things in a different perspective. I thank you, every one of you today, for being here to hear my story. And this is the woman in red. And I tell you, I'll never give up my MDRT membership, no matter what. It is my 23rd anniversary next month in the industry. And I tell you, I'm still really, really madly in love with it. It's all because of MDRT. Thank you so much.